distinctive sounds of traditional music in Niger, music that's in danger of disappearing entirely from the world. Some of those who've mastered the flute and the duma, a percussion instrument, are elderly now. Some have passed away. The AFP news agency reports that Niger's young people increasingly prefer electronic music or rap to this traditional art form. And as roughly 40% of people in the African country live below the poverty line, there's not a lot of funding available for music conservation. But the masters of traditional tones are holding workshops with the goal of teaching their students to play their nation's ancestral instruments, to know how to make them, and to value something that without their efforts will be lost to history. Hi, I'm Carl Azuz, and Fridays are awesome. It's great to have you back watching the world from A to Z. Next story today takes us to the Middle East. The nation of Iran is threatening the United States and Israel after two recent attacks in the region, but it's possible that neither of those countries was involved in one of these events. Here's what's going on. For 3 months, Israel has been at war with Hamas. It's a Palestinian militant group that launched a surprise attack against Israel on October 7th. Most of the fighting has taken place in Gaza, a Palestinian territory that Hamas controls, but there has been related violence in other parts of the region, and officials around the world are concerned that the fighting between Israel and Hamas could lead to a bigger conflict in this tense part of the planet. On Tuesday, a senior leader of Hamas was killed in an explosion in Lebanon, which borders Israel to the north. Israel did not say it was behind the blast, but the country's widely believed to be responsible. It had threatened to target this Hamas leader in the past. A day after that, there were two bombings in Iran. They both took place about 20 minutes apart in the same area, and they killed more than 80 people and wounded hundreds of others. Iran blamed Israel, its bitter enemy, for that attack as well. But the United States said it has no reason to believe Israel was behind those bombings, and America also says it wasn't involved. Iran's been attacked in the past by terrorist groups and groups that oppose the Iranian government and want independence. And yesterday, a terrorist group named Islamic State said it was responsible for the bombings in Iran. All of this is threatening to further destabilize the Middle East at a time when there's already conflict in the region.
Word of knowledge. Which of these U.S. states had the earliest date of admission to the Union? California, Colorado, Kansas, Minnesota. September 9th, 1850 was when the 31st state, the state of California, was admitted, years before any other state on this list.
In California's Monterey Bay, between the cities of Monterey and Santa Cruz, a strange object recently appeared in the sand. Closer inspection revealed it was a type of bomb, but a very old one, and a bomb disposal team helped determine that it was used by the U.S. Navy during World War II. This was a practice bomb. It didn't have an explosive charge in it, and it wasn't any kind of threat. But it was an unusual result from unusually high waves that struck California recently. They were caused last week by a powerful storm out in the Pacific.
The terrifying moment a monster wave slammed into the Ventura, California coastline. Bystanders running for their lives.
Everyone okay?
The surge sweeping people and vehicles down the street. At least 8 people taken to the hospital.
This wave just came seemingly out of nowhere. Just this rush. I mean, you saw it. It was 6-8 feet deep.
The wave so strong, this lifeguard had to be pulled to safety by Good Samaritans.
This is insane. When I was up on the pier, I actually felt the pier shaking. It doesn't even seem real.
The massive waves pummeling the coastline, wreaking havoc, flooding streets and businesses. Like this beachfront restaurant in Santa Cruz.
I just feel bad for the restaurants. I know they just went through renovations from the last time this happened.
While coastal residents have seen plenty of Mother Nature's wrath, they're still concerned.
It's a pure state of panic, to be honest, as far as the community goes, because you know there's plenty out there that are not prepared.
crews and residents now dealing with the aftermath.
Right now, we're just trying to keep the houses from flooding,
while also preparing for what's to come.
We are expecting higher waves coming in, and it only takes one for you to be washed out.
Officials urging caution.
The ocean is a very dynamic, dangerous place. Always, as a kid, it was never turn your back on grandmother ocean, so make sure you know that.
On this date in world history. January 5th, 1709, a wave of frigid weather swept into Europe. It was later called the Great Frost or the Great Winter, and the event that lasted 3 months would be the region's coldest winter in hundreds of years. Lakes and rivers froze, scores of people lost their lives, animals died, crops failed, and because so much of Europe's economy was based on agriculture, the effects lingered across the continent long after the ice melted. And on this date in 1905, an American woman named Nellie Taylor Ross won a special election in Wyoming to fill the office of her late husband, William, who died during his term. The vote was historic because it made Nellie the first woman ever elected state governor in the U.S. Ross served almost 2 years and was defeated in her bid for re-election, but she later became the first female director of the U.S. Mint. Might sound strange to say, I'm gonna go walk the cat or feed the dog some salad, but these are some activities that could help people keep their New Year's resolutions. So as a follow-up to yesterday's tips on doing that, this report shows why the new year might be a good time to get a new pet.
It's 2024, and if you're looking to make a healthy change in the new year, a furry friend may be just what you need.
There's a variety of ways that pets can play a role in helping people through the holidays, throughout the year.
Stephanie Filer with Shelter Animals Count says pets can keep you motivated to move, whether it's taking a dog or a cat on a walk outside or playing in the backyard. Staying active can benefit you both. Filer says animals can also boost mental health and allow for social connection, not only to your pet, but others you may meet when you're out.
You can connect with dog owners, you can connect with your neighbors more, and it just really helps reduce isolation, especially for seniors or people that are homebound.
If your resolution is to eat healthier, there are many foods which are good for you and your pet. Just research which fruits, veggies, and proteins are safe.
It can be everything from carrots and green beans and apples, and then, fish and chicken, and even for cats, they enjoy small amounts of salmon and eggs and chicken and turkey and cheese and all kinds of things.
Finally, Filer says saving an animal can help you feel good in the new year.
Whether it's adoption or fostering on a temporary basis, bringing an animal in that is in need of a good home is something that can absolutely give you a sense of pride and increase your mental health as well.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The Empire State and the Volunteer State are 2 more places we're visiting today. First, from New York, we welcome the students and teachers of the OCM BOCES Transition Program. Great to see y'all there in Syracuse. And from Chattanooga, Tennessee, we've got Miss Moses' class online today. The Boyd Buchanan School is awesome like Fridays. One resident in Richmond, Virginia said she wanted to do something fun and whimsical to ring in the new year. And this looks like it could relate to that. You're looking at the city's annual Cone Parade. Folks here have reportedly been doing this for 16 years, and if you're asking why cones, you're not alone. Apparently, some ancient cultures saw pine cones as symbols of energy, so by dressing up as them, participants are hoping to harness good energy for 2024. But why Richmond? I mean, why couldn't this be on like Coney Island or in Coneda? Costa Rica might have been a good spot, or Coneborough, Conakry, Copenhagen, Conestown, Conechaussee, or my favorite, Casablanca. I mean, if you're gonna do something that Coney, you could say there's no place like Cone, and everyone would see your point. I'm Carl Azuz for The World from A to Z. Please come back Monday for more news, international events, and puns.